Below I'm going to talk about the Logistics Pipe add-on. Logistics Pipe is an easy way to manage inventories and recipes. If you've got a lot of Minecraft mods installed, it really helps out. You basically define a system of sources and destinations for items, and then it will automatically put the items into the appropriate destinations and pull from the appropriate sources if you request an item elsewhere in the network. So right here I've got 8 sources that are chests, because behind every single chest there is a chassis pipe. They come in 5 different levels of complexity, I guess. The Mark V has 8 slots for modules. So each one has a different one. So polymorphic item sync module is probably the most common one. What it says is that anything that you put into this chest will make this chest a source for other items of that same type elsewhere in the network. So because there's one refined iron in here, this is a possible destination for other refined irons entering the network. This has a quick sort module, which means anything that's going into this chest that does have a route elsewhere in the network will get pulled out of this chest and sent to that destination. So I'm going to put refined iron. It's going to take probably 3 or 4 seconds. So I'm just going to go over here into this chest. The provider module means that anything that's in the chest is a source for something else in the network that wants it. So because, for example, I've got apatite. If I had a recipe for fertilizer, it would pull the apatite out and make it into fertilizer if I requested some fertilizer. Item sync module just lets you define specific items that go into this chest regardless of whether or not there's any other items of that type in here. So for example, if I use up all my coal dust and I make coal dust somewhere else in the network in excess of what is originally requested, it will go here. There's also a mod-based item sync where you can define mods of items of that mod that will go into this chest. So for example, anything that's GregTech, IC2 Transformers, Buildcraft Silicon, or any of these mods will go into this chest. This is a item request pipe. Basically lists every single thing in the entire network that you have a source defined for, and it lets you craft it. And it also handles recursion. So for example, if I wanted to make an advanced machine block, it's going to take a lot of stuff. It's going to take a machine block, advanced alloys, carbon platings, and of course alloys takes mixed metal ingots and a compressor, and it makes this recipe. So I actually have all these recipes defined elsewhere in the network. I have this defined, the advanced alloy defined, and I have the advanced machine block defined, as well as the carbon plates. It will go out and make everything for me. And those definitions for recipes are over here. So for example, there's mixed alloy ingots on a Buildcraft automatic crafting table. And then the recipe definition goes into the logistics crafting pipe. So you put in the source here, and you get the output there. Logistics pipe has a interface into Buildcraft where you can just click import, and it will pull out the recipe that's defined in here and put it into the output for you. For items that don't stack, for example, like water cells don't stack, you actually have to make a satellite logistics pipe, give it an ID, and then when you define the recipe, this actually has to go over here. That's not a good example. Let's see, fast electric engine takes, no, not a good example either. Let's see. Extractor, for example. Extractor takes tree taps, and tree taps don't stack inside of these crafting pipes, so they'll just pop out in the world if you try and make it without this setup. You define the satellite ID, and in the crafting pipe you say send these items to this satellite pipe rather than the extractor, and that the chest has to be adjacent to the automatic crafting table in which this pipe is going to. That's just how the automatic crafting tables work. And then over here we've got all the source for individual items. These are just factorization barrels. This is similar to all these chests over here, except there's only one item per barrel. And then behind all of these, there's a polymorphic item sync and a provider module with it set to leave 1 item per stack, which means the system can only pull out n-1, or maximum of every item except one from every single chest. So if I wanted to pull out 4 soul stand, it wouldn't let me. It would actually reject the request because it can only pull out 3 because of how the provider module is defined. Leave 1 item per stack. And a lot of people, when they set up these barrels, actually have a Red Power 2 tube system on top of all these barrels to put items in. You don't actually need to do that with logistics pipes. You can create a sneaky upgrade up, which means to insert the items from the top of the item it's connecting to rather than the side where it's physically connected to. So all these logistics chassis pipes are connected to the side. However, when it inserts an item, it's actually going to go into the top. So every single one has polymorphic item sync, provider module, and a sneaky pipe upgrade. There's actually no way to tell if the sneaky pipe upgrade is applied without destroying the pipe, and then the upgrade will get popped out. This is a item system connector which lets you connect 2 logistics pipe systems remotely from a different point in the world without actually having to have a physical connection between Milgard pipes. So you just hook it up to an ender chest, create a logistics item card. You'll get 2 of them. You put 1 into one inventory system connector, 1 into the other, and then hook an ender chest up to both pipes. This is the soldering station that you make the item card into. There's no way to tell that the item cards are linked, so you have to make sure that you don't mix these up, these pairs. So over here we're remotely. Over here we're remotely connecting the logistics pipe to this network here. This is the other paired items, logistics item card. White, red, red. White, red, red ender chest here. And another request pipe. It's got the same stuff that's defined at the other network. So for example, I can ask for some refined iron. It's going to send it down to the recipe definition for refined iron. It's going to pull iron from the barrel up there, send it down here. There it is. It's working. And the refined iron is getting sent back to the network. Over there, back into that chest. And it's going to show up in this chest. To put items back into the network, you can either put it into the quicksort module defined chest, so anything that goes into this chest will be sorted into the network as long as it has a destination defined. Or you can use a simple extractor module. This is a Mark 1 chassis pipe within the Mark 3 extractor module. So anything I put in here will get instantly sucked out, and then it will be sent to the destination that's defined in this case. Because I have one item in here and this polymorphic item sync, it will get sent into here. So it just popped up in there. So that's what I got going right now. It's a pretty nice system, much easier to do than tubes, so you can have a much more compact system. And all of these recipe definitions really making complex IC2 items much faster.